But listen.
How can we get Pedro out of
Well, there's two ways
right
to get
now.
Pedro right now. Okay, this district attorney, I've proved Pedro innocent on numerous cases, on all the cases that she's hired me with. Because to be honest with you, she hired me for one case, and now I've become a family member because it's been multiple cases. All right, so we went beyond hired for one case. All right, and it's like how you can help is that his mom can raise 2 houses which value $250,000, and we have that right now.
We went into the bail bonds with 2 properties, my car, title, everything.
All right.
It brought up to 250.
That's
At
the
time,
racket right there, the bonus.
But they wanted to make
at
it
that
500,000.
time, it was 15,000 cash to put up. So we didn't have all the cash at the moment. We started the paperwork. That was in January. I said when income tax hit, his sisters, we all work. So everybody was going to chip in a little bit. The district attorney one proved. Here's your proof. We all chipping in. He got sisters too, like 4 sisters. So when we go to the bail bonds, the bail bond lady said, I'm sorry. After we spend days putting everybody to go sign, showing income proof, everything, but we got a problem. I said, wow, you got a surety, and it's fully secure. I'm like, well, what is that? I'm showing property. A surety fully secure means that if the bail is $250,000, if it's in property, you got to give $500 in property, because the judge saying maybe the bail bond is playing with the numbers, so the judge want $500 in property.
And hold on, let me explain that to you guys, because I did a little research today on the surety and the secured bail. They, in the history of maybe just the Bronx itself, from what I researched today, they've never done that in an attempt murder case, especially with someone who's never had a conviction in their life. They usually do it with major murder cases that there's overwhelming evidence that this person is guilty, right? With him, there's no evidence that he's guilty. So I don't even know, like I questioned the bail bondsman today. I said, well, what interest does the judge have in this case that he also, because they went to the appellate division. They went to the appellate division to try to get the appellate division to make the judge lower the bail, and the appellate division ruled with the judge. So I asked her, well, what's the interest in the judge that he put a secured bail on his kid? Because like I explained to you,
I can answer that.
250,000 K. Well, I think I know too. Because if he goes against the DA publicly and lowers the bail, it's almost like admitting, yo, we fucked up, we messed up here.
No, that's not it. I'm
Well,
gonna tell you
go
what it is. Judge Barrett, okay, is the DA's wet dream come true. And I'll tell you why. Because this judge, all the ADAs try to transfer their cases if they can to him. Because you could have, your lawyer could be Jesus Christ. He's still going to side with the assistant district attorney. Okay? If the assistant district attorney says, she's Tony Montana, he's going to believe him. If she says, you're Hitler, he's going to believe him. And that's what he did on this case. He's the only judge in that courthouse that does this all the time for the ADAs. The other judges don't do that. The other lawyers, you can ask any lawyer in the Bronx, say his name, and they will tell you, Judge Barrett is an ADA with a black robe. Okay? There's evidence in this case. Remember, I already gave them evidence proving this kid innocent. I already brought witnesses to their office proving him innocent. I already showed them the shooting victim, and I have it on video here too again, saying that they threatened to bash my head, beat me up, if I didn't lie and say some light-skinned Pedro Hernandez.
And they arrested him too.
And they arrested him.
Terrell arrested him coming out the hospital.
Yep.
And
For sitting in front of his
you're
building.
going to tell me who did it. Oh, you're not going to tell me, so you're getting processed through the system.
Yep.
He got processed through the system, the kid.
And the case was
Another
dismissed.
kid, a young kid.
Sean O'Donnell.
And they only go to teenagers, I see.
No, they start from the school. That's
They start from
precinct
11
is a little
years
bit
old.
further from the high school. They start from in all that. They have them like, you go and perhaps you go. They don't know who you are. How's the cops around this area? Yo, plain harassment. We can't even breathe. This and that. I'm not saying it's a good neighborhood, because to find
by Mitchell?
no, by Boston Road once again. on 6
Oh, by
or
the
that
park.
area, 3rd Avenue. The
Yeah,
projects
it
is
goes
further
up the
down.
block.
Washington
Yeah.
projects, all
Yeah.
that.
It's not that we don't live like the hood is not that the kids are bad. It's that we don't have the resources.
Resources,
We
exactly.
need resources. We need better resources. We need better help. We need more centers for parents to help.
Learn, advocate themselves.
No, for us to have help with care for the kids because we living in poverty, so we have to work. We can't be there all the time for our kids. We need help with the kids. We need jobs for the kids. We need them to have more education, after school programs. That's what we need. We don't need more police officers. We don't need more funding for police officers. We don't need more. They're just militarized. That's what they're doing. They're militarizing our police department. The New York City Police Department is the largest police department in the freaking world. We do not need more police officers, and we don't want more police officers in our fucking neighborhoods. We need more resources. We are under resourced. That's what we are.
We need more teachers. We need more
That's a
counselors.
fact.
That's
But
what we need.
to bring it back, so I guess what Pedro needs right now
It's to raise the
is
funds.
to raise the funds that we're actually working on right now.
We need to raise
Oh,
those
but
funds.
I was wondering, how can we put together like a big, massive rally in front of Bronx Supreme Court and maybe put a little bit more added pressure to...
A little
Where the
bit.
rappers at now?
But not only for Pedro,
understand?
for the
They
young
listen.
kids being harassed.
No, because this,
You
listen,
understand?
this is as we're on, you know, as you take the layers off this onion, we're starting to find out that this is not just about Pedro now. It may be up to 50 kids to 100, possibly. What was the demographic? 60% black, 40% Latino.
Yeah.
Those are the demographics we're looking at right now. With how many kids are involved, falsely incarcerated, doing time in prison behind this guy. So how can we put together a big rally? This is why I brought you in, almost like an Oscar Rivera type rally in front of Bronx Supreme Court to either force the head judge to overrule this guy Barrick and either RR Pedro or lower the bail.
No,
Because
there's
it's
one other thing
unfair,
I
but it's
want to-
unfair. Because to me, it's unfair that even if we get a donor that puts up to $250,000, that the family loses $15,000 in court fees for something that he's innocent for. Like, to me, that's unfair.
Yeah.
It's still a loss.
Well, I mean,
It's been a loss. Him being locked up in there all this
And
year.
it's continuing to punish us for just being poor, right?
well, I mean, if you do a rally,
Guilty until you're proven innocent.
if you do a rally,
That's the way I see in the system.
Because
hold on.
if everybody in the
But how do y'all
system-
feel about a rally? Can we get a big rally out there?
if you do a rally, there's three things that we need to do. One, we need to put out the new site. It's like a GoFund to raise funds to help free Pedro. That's
Yeah.
one. So we gotta spread the word. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on all your social media sites, whatever. That's the first thing. Second, not only do we want the rally to focus on freeing Pedro, but also
Only
the other
children.
kids as well.
Stop.
All right. And there's third thing, he just nailed it. The third thing in this rally, which is just as important as freeing Pedro, is that we need to get Detective Brady out of the precinct and Dwyer. People that are under investigation for falsifying murder cases, they're still working as detectives. They're still doing cases.
We're still paying for them.
We're still paying their salary. And that's the sad thing. There is the injustice to the community.
All
There
right.
is the crime. So we need to have their pictures up. We don't want them in our community. They need to be
Well,
removed.
that definitely could be that.
for the crimes that
And
they're
that's-
But listen,
those are crimes that they're committing.
Yes.
That could be
Exactly correct.
part.
They're
We
destroying
definitely
people's lives.
need to incorporate that in a rally and hopefully have like an itinerary for the rally. Different speakers can touch on those different topics. We can use the rally for Pedro, right? Press release come out. However, in the rally, when different speakers come up, this is when we attack. We come out with different banners. Brady's picture, Terrell's picture, Dwyer's picture. These three cops are falsifying cases.
Slot.
So DA Slot, because he has something to do with this, obviously, because he's been working with these three officers for a while
That's
now.
something. 100%.
Yeah, so a lot of their convictions also has been with this DA. They all connected. It's like a triangle here, triangle offense they got going on here. So we need to put a rally together. So we need to find out, do we need a permit to do this from the city? and who can handle the press release.
Press release.
Well, he could get the press release,
He can work
and we
together.
could go from there. And then we
I
could
have a lot of
bring,
connections on that.
and hopefully we could do it in the next 2 weeks, man. Because that's
That
how
would be
urgent it
perfect.
is.
It is, because like I said, especially this is the time now when they're racking up these kids. This is the summer. You already know that. Everybody
I'm out the
knows-
country August 16th to the 20th with my family. So those 4 days, I'm letting you know that it's kind of blacked out for me. So it would have to be before that or after that.
I say right before he go to court. It's just
But
pressure.
I want to do it. I want to do it within the first week of August. No, can't do it the end of August. He has to be out before the end of August so he could get the full scholarship for college.
That's true too.
He has a full scholarship from the Posse
But we have to do it
organization
right
to
before
go to
we
any
go
college he
to court.
wants to.
From what organization?
It's called the Posse.
A fully paid 4 years, but
They're gonna pay
it's
the
not
whole
like for
4
the city.
years.
He could go away.
He could go to anywhere in the
He needs to
universe in
go
the
to
country he
Yale
wants
or
to go to.
Like, even if I would qualify for him to go to school, like college, and not pay, it won't be as
I
good,
know.
paid
No,
dorm
of
and
course
everything.
not.
Like this for him to get out.
They're
the
gonna
city.
pay everything, the whole 4
and he
years.
earned that hard working in there. That's what's killing me. It's not that somebody gave it to him. No, he earned it.
Yeah.
Because even the district, I forgot his name, from the school.
Superintendent.
The superintendent.
For
He
this-
shook my hand. He said, "You got a heck of a young man there." He's the one interviewing assistant principals for Rikers Island now. He's in charge of that. He's interviewing them.
Yeah,
When he
because
gave me the
that's
award, he
that's the
shook my
only
hand.
way
He
to
got,
work.
"You got a heck of a young
If
man
you don't
there."
respect
This
none.
was like a month ago
Well,
when he
somebody
gave
that
me the
came from
award.
where they from,
So
they
it
look at
kills
me,
me
you
seeing
think-
him in there. You understand? But then again, it's not about only Pedro,
Clean up.
because I'm all the kids are my kids in the community. I'm that kind. All the kids is my kids. I don't care if you're white, black. All the kids in my neighborhood are all my kids. You understand? It's about stopping it.
Stopping the-
Pedro already proved his point. I'm not letting them put a stamp on me. You're a criminal for something I didn't do. He already did his point. But it's about stopping it. How can we stop this? Look at, like you said, it's summertime. You know how many arrests that precinct is gonna do?
Especially around.
You know how many mothers are gonna be able to visit their kids every visit? Not a lot. You know how many mothers got the money to put in their kids' commissary book so they could eat? Not a lot. So you know how many kids are gonna take that plea of probation or community service just to walk out of there? That's mostly 90% of kids. It's gonna.
Of the
And you know what the
convictions are
system is
because
doing right now? I don't know if you're familiar with it. This year, me
Look at your
sitting there in
calendar,
the
your
court
calendar.
system. Once you take a plea, you gotta sign a waiver to appeal right with your plea. That wasn't going on back in the days. That's new now. You gotta sign that waiver to appeal. So you pleading guilty at 16, 15, 17, because you want to get out of there. But then you taking away the chance to appeal when you realize, hey, I was innocent. Let me appeal this decision. Because you signed that waiver to appeal too. So they doing two things. Stamping them at a young age without having the mentality to, a lot of mothers is not going to stand there in court and fight for their kids. We don't have that, especially,
They
we
can't
don't have.
take
Either
the
they
chance. They
working
can't take- exactly.
and they scared because they
They
will lose
lose
their
their
Section 8,
Mhm.
they will lose this, they will got more to lose than just
The
my kid
shame,
getting 5 years
The
probation.
shame,
Exactly.
stigmas
I
in our,
lost it.
in our community.
August,
is
let me
about-
get
It's
August.
a lot
August.
to lose. But you know how many kids is going to be taking pleas? Being innocent? A lot. Just because they don't want to be in there. That's hell. It's hell for the kids and it's hell for the mothers. My son
So-
had 20/20 vision. When he first got into Rikers, they was macing them with the gas bombs. Guess who lost part of his eyesight? Now he's wearing glasses.
And this is all.
A 20/20 vision kid. Never had problems with his eyesight.
Well, she's even one part out.
Now he can see from the left eye because the gas mace. You understand? So
They didn't let him clean his eyes for 8 hours. That's the part she's leaving out.
he's in there. Why
They
can't
deliberately didn't let him clean his
So they,
eyes.
yeah, they ain't let
Oh
him-
yeah, and they stopped him. He got asthma. He almost died too. He started throwing up blood.
Doing that.
I had to call 311
You
for
know,
them to give him medical attention because the gas put him. And it's not only Pedro. They doing it to a lot of kids.
So-
I'm here because I'm Pedro's mother, but it's not only Pedro. They doing it to a lot of. I was in the visiting room one day. They sent all the visitors to go down because they put two kids that wasn't supposed to be together. They got into a fight, and the mace, you could smell it from the first floor, the gas. It burns. It like itches your eyes. You're shaking your head like you know what I'm talking about. They use that to control animals, and they using it to control our kids in there.
And on the bottle,
They not animals.
it says
They
if you don't
not.
wash immediately, rinse immediately. It says cause blindness. How do I know that? Because I used to be a cop, and on my mace container said the same thing. You go to the mace shop and look at the bottle, read the label. It says it, warning, will cause blindness. You know. So if we can do this rally,
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. So,
I'd
how about does August 11th work for y'all? That gives us like a Friday. Because we have to do it on the day that Supreme Court is open, obviously.
So we're doing for the Supreme Court or the DA's office? Because they're the ones that are corrupt.
I mean, who are we trying to put the pressure on? The
DA.
judge?
The judge.
But do we want
No,
the
not
judge
state
to...
Supreme Court, Papa. It's got to be the DA's office. And that puts the pressure on her to dismiss it. This judge has no
We don't care.
balls. Okay?
So let's
He
do it in
doesn't
front of
care.
the DA's office.
You have to take the fight.
Where's the DA's
She's
office?
right there across the street. It's that big silver building. So you have the old criminal court. You know where the tunnel is?
Yeah.
The old concrete.
Where the old parole
And across
office,
the street is
the
right
old
there.
parole office building used to be at.
Yeah, that's it. And it's right there. It's that big building.
Todos los
All right?
pecados vía.
Yep, that's it. Now there's one
still
thing.
there, I know.
If we can do this,
Crazy.
I will owe everyone here.
August 11th,
Thank you.
that should be our target date to get I don't know, I mean, where we got...
should also have a letter writing campaign, or write a letter like a petition writing campaign and send it out to the politicians, like the councilman from your area, and then write it down.
You definitely
Ralph
like
Salamanca
Oh,
is
he's
a
the one
councilman.
that he's
Layla,
He's the one that-
can you get
he's
Carmen
allowed
and
me to,
Tamika and them involved in this?
He represented me, and now we're naming the street after my father, actually, right in front. So I've been in contact with him. I'm meeting
So we
him
have
next week.
contact.
Well, then you know what?
That's good.
I have contact with.
Ruben Diaz
And,
reached out to
and
me
we
today.
should send to
Ruben
the
Diaz.
speaker too.
Think you'll be there?
I can try.
Who's with the
No,
weight?
he asked for Pedro's lawyer's number.
No, I know Ruben.
Yeah, that's the smoke screen.
Yeah.
Just to show that he's down, yo, I'm with the people and all
Ruben.
that. But when he get around
No.
Sycamore tree,
I think Salamanca would be better.
Ruben,
His spirit, you
Salamanca
can
be
feel it.
better.
She knows him. So then
Michael
she
Blake.
could
I'm
probably
pretty
reach
sure
out
he's
to
with
him.
him. I had to too.
I can
You have
contact.
to. Constantly knows him.
Yeah. No, not
Look,
Ruben.
he-
Salamanca.
Is it
Salamanca
Ruben?
has
No.
been to our culture center, which is on Freeman Street.
That's what I mean.
So
I can contact Michael Blake, who's an assemblyman.
Well, you know
I
what?
think he's
The assemblyman in your area.
So
Yes,
August
and so
11th.
after we do all this, right, and we do this rally, and we get that gentleman that you were saying, that assemblyman, I would love that.
I could
We're
give
still
you-
left with one problem. God bless you.
Thank you.
Right? It could happen again.
well, yeah, it's not that
No,
it's
but
not-
but that's why in the rally we're gonna have an itinerary, and what we need to have, what we need to have,
Action
We'll
step.
have a meeting
What are you
after.
saying?
right after the rally, what we need to really have, to be honest, not to sound funny, but at some point you're gonna have to get the federal government involved in this, because that's the only way to stop
No.
a corruption in the DA's office. You got to go above the DA's office.
Now, on that note, thank you for saying that. This is what I'm proposing to stop it.
A mission statement to the DOCJ.
That's why I'm creating a new
Department of
agency.
Justice.
All right, when I created the name, all right, called the Department of Civilian Justice. I only have three. I didn't know as many people. All right, now what I want is for you to get. I want to get for. I didn't know I was having those people. So, but if you guys can pass this around, what I did was I created an infrastructure for a new agency
I see that.
that's
Hold
going
it
to
for me.
solve the problem. Not only me, but another guy collaborated on me, a guy named Frank Serpico. Okay, so again, this new agency is what I want to push forward after we do this. All right, I would love for you to all be part of this. All
Yeah,
right,
this is good.
And what I did was I wrote the regulations, the rules, the infrastructure. And what this will do will give a guy like Mr. Rivera, a guy like me, a guy like him, all right, to be able to say, a lady like you, a lady like her, be able to say, to be able to say.
Are you a Leo?
I said a
She said a
gal.
gal like me.
So what it will do is it will enable you to file a complaint against the district attorney's office for corruption. You can't do that right now. You can't even sue the DA's office. They have immunity. People don't know that. They have immunity. So that makes you almost above the law. Okay?
I can try and get
This is what I'm taking away. Now, this not only does that, but it also does, and many people here have been incarcerated, the Department of Corrections. Did you see that on there? All right. If you look at this, it's going to give an ability for an agency to fire the commissioner, to fire from the highest rank to the lowest rank, to investigate them. And if they try to stop an investigation, guess what happens? They automatically get removed and suspended. Frank Serpico wanted me to include that part in there, and I did. Okay? You guys know who Serpico is from the movie with Al Pacino? Okay? So, him and me, he collaborated on this with me. Okay? And again, he wants to go to the federal government to make a solution. We need a solution here. We need an agency here. The problem is everybody says, hey, no justice, no peace. Listen, I learned one thing in the Army. Don't bitch about the problem. Come up with a solution. I just gave you a solution, a template for a new organization to solve this problem. So mothers and black and white and Spanish, no matter who, can go and make this complaint. And organizations like Mr. Vera and all of you have a means to go and say, here's where I can take the fight to. And guess where I'm proposing this new agency to be located?
Bronx?
Right across the street from the 42nd precinct. There's an abandoned court. There's an abandoned courthouse there. I figured you like that. All right. There's an abandoned courthouse, and that was the original criminal court.
Oh, the old one on the other side
There
where they
you
built
go.
all them new buildings.
And it's still right there. All right. Now, this is where this lovely lady in the back comes in. When you look at that, that's what I'm trying to get in City Hall now. I want you all to back this up.
She's running?
All right. I went to 100 black churches. In Harlem, they call me the Spanish Shaft. Okay?
Have you been to the National Action Network?
National Action Network. I have not.
That's
been there.
Sharpton.
Sharpton.
No.
Oh, Sharpton.
You know the reason why I didn't go to Al? It's one reason.
Wow.
Because Al will spin doctor this and turn it to something else. And I can't have the feelings that some people get because of him. I have to have it like a gentleman like this, a gentleman like this, a gentleman like this, a woman like you. All right? He's too controversial. This can't be. So I have...
It has to sound authentic, is what you're saying.
No,
it has to come
be
from authentic.
It has to be
No,
a
what he's
white,
saying, they're gonna turn
a
it
Jew,
to spin.
an Italian, an Irish,
Yeah.
a black, and a Hispanic representing this. I've already got my coalition force. I got a guy named Norman Siegel, who's the president of the ACLU. You know him. All right? I got my boy from another mother, Eric Adams in Brooklyn, the borough president. He's going to back this as well. And then, all right, Frank Serpico,
I could get
myself.
Latino justice involved.
All right, but I needed key speakers that are the Rainbow Coalition of colors, black, Jewish, Hispanic, like not Ruben Diaz who wants to be a media whore.
Yeah.
No, I need something that's going to come up and it'll look in your face and you're going to know it's from my heart. Remember, that right there represents 3 years of working in the South Bronx and in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. And then this woman right here inspired me to finish it so that I can make sure that I can give justice to every Perez and Diaz and Jones and Thomas and Edwards.
You're like Mary of Jesus right now.
That's all I gotta say.
You know,
I hope you look at it and can maybe help me on this.
You know what I
can
found
give that
out?
solution.
You know what I found out too? Every time we give a complaint against the cops, internal affairs, you know how they work? They go back to the precinct, they send the sergeant of the precinct to go to your house and take your complaint. After all this year me doing this process, I will give complaints to internal affairs about all this harassment. They will go back to the precinct, the sergeant from the precinct, and do that. One of the detectives is the sergeant himself. The complaint would end up there. It's like a circle. How you send somebody from the same precinct to take a complaint against one of their own officers?
investigation.
You don't know if they brothers. You don't know if they friends for 20 years. I'm not gonna go against you if we partners, but that's how internal affairs is working too. The one that's doing something a little bit better now is the Civilian Complaint Review Board. And even though they are a little bit shaky when it comes to doing things against cops, they gotta see it like in color in order for them to, because they'll, you know what they wrote times? No findings. I send them videos. No findings.
That's crazy.